The bank officer said my name like I was a criminal. Ma'am, you owe $312,487. I laughed. Then he turned the screen toward me, and my husband's signature was next to every loan. The chair scraped as I stood too fast. "There's a mistake," I said. "There are 11 loans," he replied calmly, "all taken in your name." My throat dried. "I never applied for anything." He tapped the screen. "Digital consent, joint marital assets. Your husband co-signed." My stomach dropped. Heron handled finances. He always said I was bad with numbers. I walked outside and called him. Straight to voicemail. Again. Voicemail. Third time. Phone switched off. That wasn't normal. Heron always answered. I opened our banking app. Balance, $42.16. Yesterday, it was $18,000. My hands started shaking. Transactions scrolled like a horror movie. Transfers, withdrawals, new credit lines, cash advances, all within 48 hours, all approved with my identity. I rushed home. Front door unlocked, lights off, closet half empty, his expensive watches gone, laptop gone, passport gone. My chest tightened. "Heron?" I shouted. Nothing. Only the ticking wall clock. Kitchen counter. One envelope. My name on it. Sophia. Not babe, not love, just Sophia. My fingers trembled opening it. Inside was a single note. "Don't make this harder than it needs to be." That's it. No explanation, no apology, just a threat disguised as advice. Flash memory hit. 3 weeks ago, he'd asked me to sign tax papers. I didn't read them. "Just routine," he smiled. I trusted him. 10 years of marriage. You don't suspect the man who held your hand during surgery. You don't suspect the man who cried at your father's funeral. But suddenly, every moment rewrote itself. His late nights, secret calls, hiding screens, new business partners, and that weird question last month. If something ever happened, you'd support me, right? I had laughed. "I'm your wife." God. Doorbell rang. I flinched. Police? My heart stopped. "Mrs. Sophia Miller?" "Yes. We're here regarding a financial fraud complaint." "What fraud?" "Multiple lenders claim false documentation under your name." My knees almost gave out. "I didn't?" "You may need to come with us to answer questions." Sitting in that station felt unreal, like someone else's life. They asked, "Did you authorize loans?" "No." "Did you sign digitally?" "No." "Did your husband have access to your ID?" "Yes, everything." The officer exchanged a look with another. "Ma'am, this looks deliberate." "Deliberate by who?" I whispered. He didn't answer, but we both knew. I walked out at midnight. Phone buzzed. Unknown number. Text message. From Ryan. "Don't involve police. It will only hurt you." Another message. "The debt is legally yours. Nothing you can do." Then a photo. Him at an airport lounge, drink in hand, smiling, like he'd already won. Something snapped. Not sadness, not fear. Something colder, quieter, like a switch flipped. He thought I was weak, dependent, the sweet wife, the woman who baked cookies and trusted signatures. I opened Google, searched one thing: how to sue your spouse for financial fraud. Next morning, the bank froze my accounts. Credit score tanked. Calls started. Collectors. Threats. Legal notices. My name, my responsibility. My debt. But Ryan made one mistake. He thought I'd panic. Instead, I started gathering evidence. Old emails, documents, screenshots, his hidden company, shell accounts, fake contracts, and something else, something bigger. Transfers to an offshore account. Millions, not thousands, millions. I stared at the screen, whispered to myself, "What did you really do, Ryan? And why did it feel like this wasn't just debt, but a crime much worse?" Then my lawyer called, voice tense. "Sophia, you need to come in right now." "What happened?" He paused. "There's something about your husband you don't know." Cut to black. My lawyer slid a file across the table. Thick. Heavy. "Your husband isn't just in debt," he said. "He's laundering money." My breath hitched. What? Fake consulting firms. Dummy invoices. He used your identity as the fall person. So if he disappears, you go to prison. My heart pounded. He didn't just steal. He set me up. Then came the twist. "There's more," the lawyer said. "He already filed for divorce. Yesterday." What? "He's claiming you committed the fraud." The room spun. "He's suing you." "He didn't run. He attacked first." I stared at Ryan's signature on the petition. Cold. Calculated. Like I never existed. 10 years erased in ink. "That's fine," I said quietly. My lawyer looked surprised. "We countersue." "For what?" "For everything." And that's when the war officially began. The first court notice arrived at 7:12 a.m. Certified mail, red stamp. Defendant, Sophia Miller. My own name looked guilty. Ryan wasn't hiding. He was attacking. He filed 3 cases at once: financial negligence, marital asset theft, fraud under my signature. He didn't just want freedom. He wanted me destroyed. My lawyer leaned back in his chair. "He's overwhelming you on purpose," he said. "Legal pressure makes people settle." "Settle for what?" I asked. "He wants you to accept the debt quietly." I laughed once. Cold. He forged my life. I'm not settling. That night, my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Ryan's voice. Smooth. Calm. Like nothing happened. "Sophia, you don't have to make this messy." My jaw clenched. "You stole everything." "I protected us." "You buried me in $300,000 debt." A pause. Then he said softly, "Prove it," and hung up. 2 words, but they hit harder than anything. Prove it. He thought I couldn't. Next day, I went back to the bank, requested security footage, loan timestamps, IP logs. The manager hesitated. "Ma'am, this requires court approval." "My identity was stolen," I said. Silence. Then, "Fine, we'll cooperate." By evening, we had the first crack. All loans approved from one device. Same laptop, same IP. Not my phone, not my home Wi-Fi. My lawyer zoomed in. "That's a corporate network." "Ryan's office," I said. He wasn't even careful. He thought marriage meant immunity. But then something strange happened. My credit cards stopped working. Again. Frozen. Even the new ones. I called the bank. "Security alert," they said. "Someone reported suspicious activity." "Who?" "We can't disclose." I already knew. Ryan. He was sabotaging me mid-fight, trying to starve me financially. By nightfall, my car loan company called. "Repossession scheduled." "What? I paid." "Your husband filed a dispute claiming unauthorized purchase." My heart raced. He was erasing me piece by piece. Money, accounts, transportation. Next would be my house. I drove straight to our home office, the one room he never let me touch. Locked drawer. Still locked. I grabbed a screwdriver, forced it open. Inside, USB drives, old contracts, passport copies, and a small black notebook. Ryan loved paper backups. Paranoid habits. My fingers flipped pages fast. Dates, amounts, names, transfers. Then one line froze me. Sophia LLC, primary liability. My breath stopped. He created a company in my name, without telling me. All illegal funds routed through it. If authorities traced anything, it would lead straight to me, not him. He didn't just betray me, he built a scapegoat, and I was it. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Text message. A photo. Me, from earlier that day, leaving the bank, taken from across the street. My chest tightened. Another message. Stop digging. My blood went cold. Was he watching me? I rushed to the window. Street? Empty. But fear crept up my spine. Not the crying kind, the alert kind. The kind that tells you, you're not safe anymore. I called my lawyer. They're trying to intimidate you, he said. Who's they? He hesitated. Whoever Ryan works for. Works for? You think one man launders millions alone? Silence filled the line. You're not fighting your husband anymore, he added quietly. You're fighting something bigger. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every car sound felt like someone stopping outside. Every shadow looked wrong. But fear slowly turned into clarity. If he had powerful partners, then he needed me silent, which meant I had leverage. Next morning, my lawyer called again, voice urgent. Sophia, we got the offshore records. And? He didn't move 300,000. How much? Pause. 28 million. My stomach dropped. What does that mean? It means, he said carefully, your husband isn't just a fraud. He's part of something criminal enough to kill for. Right then, my doorbell rang. Hard. 3 knocks, not polite, not patient. My heart slammed. I looked through the camera. 2 men in suits. Not police, not neighbors, just standing there, waiting. And one of them was holding legal papers, or maybe something else. I couldn't tell. My phone buzzed again. New message. Ryan again. Last chance, Sophia. Walk away. I stared at the door, then at the notebook in my hand, then at the screen. Slowly, I smiled, because for the first time, I wasn't scared. I was angry, and angry people don't run. They burn things down. I unlocked the door. 3 knocks. Heavy. Patient. Like they knew I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't open the door right away. Instead, I slid the black notebook into my bag, phone in pocket, voice recorder on. Then I unlocked it. Slowly. 2 men stood there. Gray suits, no smiles, no badges, just still. Mrs. Miller, the taller one asked. Yes. He handed me an envelope. No trouble, just paperwork. His eyes said the opposite. Inside, a settlement offer. Typed clean, cold. If I drop all claims, accept the debt, and sign divorce quietly, they'd help make the charges disappear. Help, like a threat dressed in kindness. And if I don't? I asked. The shorter man finally spoke. You don't want extra attention. My pulse thudded. From who? He smiled. People your husband works with. So it was real. Not paranoia. Ryan wasn't alone. He had protection, backers, money big enough to send strangers to my house. I'll think about it, I said. They nodded like they already knew the answer, then left. Black sedan, tinted windows, gone in seconds. I locked the door. Hands steady now, not shaking, strangely calm, because something inside me had changed. They weren't trying to scare me, they were trying to silence me, which meant I had something they feared. I called my lawyer. "They contacted you directly?" he snapped. "Yes. That's intimidation, possibly obstruction." "Good," I said. He paused. "Good? If they're nervous, we're close." We met an hour later. Conference room, coffee untouched, documents everywhere. I dropped the notebook on the table. Ryan's ledger. He flipped pages. His eyebrows climbed higher and higher. "Sophia, this is huge." "Talk to me." "These aren't small-time scams. These are investor funds, corporate accounts, politicians even." My chest tightened. "So this goes beyond divorce court." He nodded. "This is federal." My whole life shifted in that second. This wasn't about debt anymore. This was criminal empire territory, and Ryan had tried to bury me under it. "Can they hurt me legally?" I asked. "They'll try." "Physically?" Silence. "Possibly." I swallowed. "Then we don't play defense anymore." "What are you suggesting?" "We don't just sue Ryan." I leaned forward. "We report everything." He stared. "You mean whistleblow?" "Yes." "You understand what that does." "It burns him. It burns everyone connected." "Good." For 10 years, I'd been the supportive wife, quiet, polite, trusting. Now, I felt like a match in a gas station. One spark, everything gone. That evening, we met with a federal investigator. Small office, no windows, no nonsense. I handed over the USBs, the notebook, the screenshots, everything. He flipped through pages, then looked at me. "Mrs. Miller, do you realize what you just gave us?" "Evidence," I said. "No," he replied quietly. "A case." My phone buzzed mid-meeting. Ryan calling. I declined. He called again. Declined. Third time, I answered. Put him on speaker. His voice was different now, not smooth, tight. "Sophia, what did you do?" I smiled. "What makes you think I did anything?" "You contacted someone." "Maybe." "You're making a mistake." "No," I said calmly. "I'm correcting one." Silence. Then, "You think you can beat me?" I leaned back. "You already lost, Ryan." "How?" "Because you finally made me stop loving you." Click. Call ended. The investigator looked at me. "You're brave." "No," I said. "Just done being scared." That night, I returned home. House quiet, empty. But for the first time, it didn't feel like a place he abandoned. It felt like territory I reclaimed. I opened my laptop, checked the court portal. New update. Ryan filed an emergency motion demanding asset freeze, trying to block me from testifying. Desperate. Panicking. Good. Then another alert popped up. Breaking news. Local finance executive under investigation for suspicious offshore transfers. No name yet, but I recognized the blurred photo. Ryan's building, Ryan's company. The dominoes had started falling. My phone lit up again. One message. Unknown number. Just 3 words. "You chose war." I typed back, without thinking. "No, you started it." And right then, headlights flashed through my window. A car slowing outside. Engine idling, not moving. watching. I turned off the lights, heart steady, not afraid, just ready. Because tomorrow, Ryan wasn't just facing divorce court, he was walking into something much worse. And I was the one who opened that door. Courtroom 14B felt too small for what was about to happen. Too quiet. Too normal. Like someone forgot this wasn't just a divorce hearing. This was a battlefield. Ryan was already there when I walked in. Navy suit, perfect hair, same watch I bought him on our anniversary. He looked relaxed, like always, like none of this touched him. For a second, old memories tried to crawl back. Movie nights, road trips, lazy Sundays. Then I remembered the debt, the threats, the men at my door, and the memories died instantly. He saw me, smiled, actually smiled, like we were meeting for coffee. "You look tired, Soph," he said softly. "Stress doesn't suit you." I didn't respond, just sat across the aisle. My lawyer leaned close. "He's overconfident," he whispered. "That's good." Ryan's attorney stood first. Polished voice, calm. "Your Honor, my client is the victim of severe financial misconduct by his spouse. She secretly opened loans, forged signatures, and attempted to transfer marital assets overseas." Each word hit like a slap. He made me sound like a criminal mastermind. People in the room glanced at me, judging, whispering. Ryan didn't even look at me. Didn't have to. He thought the script was already written. Then the judge asked, "Defense?" My lawyer stood slowly. "Before we respond, we request permission to submit new evidence and invite federal observers present today." The room shifted. Ryan's head snapped up. "Federal?" He looked around. Two men in plain suits stood from the back row. Same type who visited my house, but different faces. Badges flashed. Quiet. Professional. Dead serious. Ryan's confidence flickered. Just for a second. But I saw it. Fear. My lawyer placed the black notebook on the table, then the USB, then printed bank logs. "This is a financial ledger maintained by Mr. Ryan Miller," he said clearly, "showing structured transfers totaling $28 million through shell companies under my client's identity." Murmurs filled the room. Ryan leaned towards his lawyer, whispering fast. Panic starting. "And," my lawyer continued, "we also subpoenaed digital login records from the bank." Screen turned on, projector lit up, IP addresses, timestamps, device IDs. All fraudulent loans were approved from one location. Zoom in. Ryan's office building. Highlighted. Big. Impossible to miss. Ryan stood up suddenly. "This is ridiculous." "Sit down," the judge snapped. He sat, but his hands weren't steady anymore. Then came the twist, the one even I didn't expect. One of the federal agents stepped forward. "Your Honor, we request immediate custody of Mr. Miller pending investigation into federal wire fraud, identity theft, and money laundering." Gasps. Actual gasps. Ryan looked at me like I betrayed him, like I'd stabbed him. The audacity almost made me laugh. "You set me up," he hissed. I tilted my head. "No," I said quietly. "You set yourself up." But then, something strange happened. The agent kept talking. "There is also reason to believe Mr. Miller is not acting alone." Ryan froze. Completely. The agent continued, "We've traced multiple transfers authorized from a secondary executive partner, someone with signing power above Mr. Miller." My heart skipped. Above him? Ryan wasn't the top. Name appeared on the screen. Daniel Harper, CFO. I frowned. I knew that name. Ryan mentioned him for years. Mentor, boss, the guy who made my career. The agent's voice cut through. "Evidence suggests Mr. Miller may have been following directives." My brain struggled to process. Following? Not leading? Ryan looked different now. Not smug, not powerful, just cornered, like a pawn realizing he wasn't the king. He looked at me, and for the first time in months, he didn't look arrogant. He looked scared. "Sophia," he said quietly, "they'll come after you too." I stared back. They already did. "You don't understand." "Neither did you when you buried me." Agent stepped forward, hands on his shoulders. Cold metal cuffs clicked. Loud. Final. 10 years of marriage, ending in handcuffs. As they walked him past me, he leaned close, voice barely a whisper. "You think this ends here?" I didn't blink. It already ended. But then he said one last thing. Soft. Urgent. Not threatening. Warning. "They won't let you testify." My stomach tightened. What does that mean? But he was already gone. Doors closing behind me. My lawyer exhaled. It's over. But something felt wrong. Incomplete. Ryan wasn't the monster I thought. He was part of something bigger. Something still out there. Still free. Still watching. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. New message. No text. Just a photo. Taken right now. Inside the courthouse hallway. Me. Standing alone. Under it, witnesses disappear every day. My pulse slowed. Not fear, focus. Because now I understood. Ryan wasn't the final boss. He was just the door, and I had just kicked it open. The courthouse emptied fast. Voices faded, doors shut, and suddenly, I was alone. My lawyer went to file paperwork. The agents disappeared with Ryan. Even the hallway lights felt colder. Too quiet. Like the world paused to watch me. My phone was still in my hand, that photo staring back at me, taken seconds ago, from inside the building, which meant one thing. They weren't outside anymore. They were already here. Footsteps echoed behind me. Slow. Measured. Not rushing, not hiding. I turned. A man in a charcoal suit stood near the exit. Older. Gray at the temples. Calm eyes. The kind of calm that doesn't panic. The kind that controls rooms. He smiled slightly. "Mrs. Miller?" I didn't answer, but I knew. Daniel Harper. The CFO. The real name from the screen. The man above Ryan. "You're very brave," he said softly. "Most people sign the settlement." "I'm not most people." "I can see that." He stepped closer. "No hard feelings. Ryan was replaceable." Replaceable? Like my marriage was just a tool. "What do you want?" I asked. He studied me, then handed me a card. Blank. Only a number. "Call if you prefer money over problems," he said. "And if I don't?" His smile widened. "Then you'd better win." He walked past me. Just like that. No threats, no shouting, which somehow felt worse. Outside, my phone rang. Unknown number. Again. I answered. A distorted voice whispered, "Your court date moved up." Why? Pause. Then, "Because accidents happen to witnesses." Click. I looked at the card in my hand, then at the courthouse behind me, then at my reflection in the glass doors. Not a victim anymore, not a wife, not scared. If they wanted war, they just created the wrong enemy. Next hearing, 48 hours, and someone clearly didn't want me alive to attend it. To be continued.